Hello, entrepreneurs and hustlers of the world. Thank you for watching. This is me, Victor Crispin from Skillify.com. And today I want to talk about online marketing and then the basics of how a business works online. So today I'll teach you guys and show you guys basically how a physical business works, like just a quick rundown, and then how you translate that into an online business. So you guys can have a more understanding for the future, so that when you start learning more and more and more, you don't get lost as to, okay, so what might I introduce into my business to improve it? How can I put my current or my new one, if you already have a business in the physical world, how can you translate that into the business, into the online world, so that you could be able to do the same thing you do there that works, so you could turn it around and switch it into the online world. Some things translate quickly and very easily, and some other things don't. So let's get started. So this is the quick overview. I'll talk about traffic, awareness, conversion, delivery, and further funnels. So funnels, in another word, just a way. Let me just simplify in the sense that a funnel is just a way that somebody step by step, it goes through a series of steps to an end goal, and that you define that funnel basically. So let's continue on. So in a physical business, you have your traffic and you have your stores. So imagine my arrow, right? So my arrow is a person. So I'm walking to store to store to store, right? That's basically on Main Street. And in a physical business, is very strategically placed, by the way. So if you guys see, there's a lot of Chase banks all over almost every corner here in the East Coast. In New York City, for sure, there's always a Chase bank everywhere, or a Starbucks coffee, or a McDonald's. So basically, the amount of traffic that they can get, and how many in traffic, in a sense, is basically visitors and customers that go, or people that go into the stores. The amount of traffic they can get is basically limited by the street and how popular it is, like in Main Street or whatever type of street, 42nd Street over here in Times Square. A bunch of people go there. So basically, traffic is based on whatever, on based on different factors that is all predetermined based on where they decide to put their business, and what type of promotions they decide to put in advertising and other stuff we're gonna get into. Also, your traffic is also in the interest, because in a physical location, if somebody knows your brand, like Starbucks, is very popular and a lot of people go there, they already, but like, if you're a group of series of stores, you might get some people going through just to see what the heck your store is about or whatnot. But when they see your store themselves, because you're branded into their mind, you have a story with Starbucks, you know what they're about, you know what they do, which is sell coffee or whatever. It's pretty clear. The more people are gonna go to your store, because they are targeted and they know what they want already, or like they kind of understand that what the business is about, and they feel like going in there. You know what I mean? Just like McDonald's, you hungry, go ahead. And for a record store, if you're looking for music, you will go ahead and go in there. If you're looking for icons, which is basically, this is a picture I took from Google, so it doesn't matter, it's all free. But yeah, like, I just edited it. But yeah, so basic traffic, and traffic is never free. Visitors are never free, because although you may have a location and those people might come every day or whatever, they had to pay a bunch of money to own that building or to rent it. So that's a cost that they have just to get that location where the traffic is coming from. So remember, it's never free, never. It either takes you time or money. Then we come to awareness. And basically, we already spoke about this. So awareness is basically them knowing and having an interest in your business. For example, if I'm looking for a coffee shop, right? And in that street I'm walking by, the only coffee shop is there, so I know about coffee. Whatever, I'll go on Starbucks. So you got awareness and you got an interest in coffee, right? So there you go. You go to where you need to be, because that's where you technically looking for. So from there we go to the conversions, which is basically, if you went in that store and it wasn't to waste your time, that's first of all, or if it wasn't just to look around or just to hang out, because you could hang out in Starbucks or whatever and just like do whatever, and then you actually went ahead and you went in there and you bought coffee, forgive me for that noise, and you bought coffee, basically you convert it into their customer. If you was already a customer beforehand, you was already you already was converted, in a sense, you're already a customer, you just got redone. So I'll explain that later on. So basically, conversions are dictated by your brand, the trust level, how the appeal, how does it look, how does it make people feel, their reputation. Also, I put like money signs, like one money sign, two, three, and three. So basically, the dollar sign, it just means the cost, like how, like if the coffee is expensive, for example, right? You gotta go to the bodega on the corner or a little dollar store, whatever. You buy cheap coffee for $1. You could go to Starbucks and you get your caramel, whatever. So you get it for high amount of cost. So some people might not buy because it costs more. Some people might buy because it's less. So there you go. So after that, you got delivery, which is basically you delivered the thing that you promised to them. Basically, you gave them okay, you basically gave them the coffee, and then from there they're happy and you make your money. Basically, that could be the end of it all, but it's not basically the end. Forgive me for that, guy interrupted. But yeah, so basically you deliver, the person's happy, and then you get your money. So that technically right there, that just creates a cycle. So now they're your customer. You have them on a list. I haven't talked about email list or having them in a database, but in a sense you are in their type of spectrum because they know who you are. In a sense that, sorry for that. Let's pick teenage girls. A lot of them love going to Starbucks, right? They have a whole customer profile of their technical perfect customer. So through that, they have a way of getting people that they know. They know how to market through you online also. A lot of stuff that goes in there. So basically, your customer, you're in there somewhere in a database, whichever you put it on a credit card or debit card, they have you somewhere as a number or as a profile of somebody. So they have to captivate it. Now it could go around and repeats again. You go back to the interest and you go through back the funnel. That's your funnel, and it could go a whole lot deeper than that. So when an online business is kind of more, whatnot. So example, traffic. This is my website, by the way, skillify.com. I'll show you guys real quick. I still haven't finished it. I'm still working on it. But yeah, I took a quick screenshot of the whole thing and put it here. So basically, traffic, right? And never free, either with money or time. So basically, how do you get traffic online? And I haven't touched on this point, but I'll make a next video next week, next tomorrow, or not next week. So basically, what do you do with traffic? You either get it through people going through Google and your social media accounts, and just like in a main street, you if you're known more basically by your brand, by who you are, by what you provide, by the quality of things, it always depends on that. So basically, the more traffic you get is by that either you pay for it by putting ads on Google, ads on YouTube, on Facebook, and people click and then they go ahead and go to your website and they're like, oh wow, look at this, I like that. Or you basically for free because you just already known and you already search engine optimizing, a lot of extra stuff that goes along with free traffic, but it's never free because they either cost you money or time. So whichever. But yeah, so basically you go to the next awareness. So another thing is that if they went in there and you have a lead capture form or whatnot, you want to actually make sure that you give them something that's valuable to them for free or whatever. That could be a course, videos, PDFs, or ebooks. With me, you're already getting it. Basically, videos are here on YouTube, and also in my website, I got courses and stuff that you guys will be able to take, which in a way creates trust and makes you aware of who I am or what we do. So you know what I mean. So basically, you give them an ebook or whatever, just something that gives them micro steps, and then from there, you basically got conversions in the sense that you either convert it as a purchase, as a as a person that joined the email list or whatever it may be. So conversions depend on the targeting factors based on how you started here. Because maybe you could have sent 1,000 people here just because they decide to click the link. If none of them are interested in your service, for example, if none of them are interested in apples or whatever, and your website's about apples, then basically you just taught nobody about anything because they wasn't interested. Just like in the back steps here, right? Interest. You have to create interest. If they don't have that, then it's just basically nothing. So you got conversions because conversions depend on a lot of stuff: trust factor, value factor, how much you give in, and all the stuff like we talked about in the previous. Just like a physical. From the physical, there's conversions. You got the delivery, which is basically giving them more stuff. Either they purchase or you decide with okay, for being here, I'm gonna send you a free article, free video, a video. They could purchase something, whatever it may be, a course. It all ties down back to the lead magnet, because in a way, I'll teach you strategies that for lead magnet, you basically take a piece of the full thing that you're trying to sell, and then you just give it away for free so that you could capture them. I mean, interest, and then 20. So as you guys saw earlier in the previous, example, when you come with conversions, here is where you capture their information. So now they're your customers. With that consistent, they opted into your offers or whatever. They're yours forever until they decide to opt out or you kick them out of your list. So basically, they're your current members, and then you could just resend emails to them, and then that just creates again more traffic, free because basically you already pay for it, or you continue growing that by sending more traffic into your website, and you could get that in many methods that we will teach you here. So basically, yeah, like I said, either they're happy or they make money or you make money, and from there it goes to the retargeting where if people were here and they never signed up or they did sign up, but like or they were in this step or they never bought anything, you could retarget to them, and then basically the more times that they see you, the more subliminally you're in their minds, which in a way they're like, okay, I'm being reminded about this, I've seen this before. It creates a way of knowing them personally in them, so you own a piece of their mind so that whenever they see you again, they actually might come again over there to the conversions, and they might buy your product. So it's all about long-term value, because maybe one, you might give something for free completely, but it actually increases the amount of money you will make with per customer throughout a certain amount of time that you give yourself. And you do most of the stuff through social media. Basically, that's what you get. You create trust, and you keep people interested in you, either through these two: your website, your home base, like we talked about in the previous video, and then social media accounts, and your influence, and your following. How big is your tribe? How big is the people that know you? And how many people trust you? So basically it's all done through that. And that's basically the basics of an online business. There's a whole bunch of stuff that goes with that. Like, for example, in an online business, you have variety, more choices. You have unlimited ways to gain traffic, like social media, paid or free, whichever way, like influencer marketing, growth hacking, all the stuff that comes along with that stuff. And then you're not limited by location. That's another thing that I want to say. Basically, if you're on the internet, you're not limited by your stores, or whatever type of business you have. You're not limited by the street or the country or the city that you're in. You're basically everywhere. So you have unlimited choices of products that you can sell. You can sell physical, for example. I have multiple e-commerce stores where I sell stuff about guitars and then other stuff like that. And then those are physical. It goes through the same process, but it's basically centered online. The products itself, they are somewhere in China in a warehouse or whatever, and then they send them over. So you see, you don't actually have to have certain things. And then you could sell information products, like I would be doing services, courses, and certain things like that, whatever goes along. And then you could upsell to different things that go along with the same category, that people that and you target through, what they like. So you could keep upselling to them. And then you could sell to higher. For example, you sold something for $20, and then right after you sell them something that's $300. You know what I mean? So you could keep going higher and higher and higher. You don't always lose them, because they're your customers. Remember, you have them on an email list. You have them captured somewhere on a database, and then you could always retarget to them. And then you have unlimited sales funnels. You could decide whichever way you want to get from step A to B to C to you, whatever step you want to get to. You could do different methods in different ways, and I'll be teaching you guys all of that stuff. And then lead generation, basically it goes with sales funnels, but this is just basically just for the purpose of just generating people on your list, so you could get them on the sales funnel later on. So far that's it for that video. And this is the website, like I told you guys I was going to show you. I'm basically still creating the headline, trying to make it attractive and stuff like that, but basically I'm creating the system. I already have 4 articles there from previous, and then creating the membership, all this extra stuff. But I want you really guys to come here on YouTube channel, subscribe, go ahead and like. If you have any questions or comments about anything I showed you today, go ahead and hit me up, man. I'll be available. The description below has links and stuff for all the stuff I taught you. So go ahead and